it's MK, and I am here with a Paw Your Way to Our Hearts video. I am also playing along with Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, and today's sketch is by Martha Barnett. I'm also playing along with my counterfeit kit, so I've been playing with it all month long, and I am loving all the different looks that I've been getting from this kit, so I hope this one doesn't disappoint. So I've got two photos of my adorable little puppy going for a ride. Every time he sees our car, he just gets so excited and wants to go. Sometimes he can't, unfortunately. So this is going to become a Cricut layout. So I do have a couple pieces already cut out from some white cardstock. And then I've got some leftover chipboard pieces that I have not put on a layout yet. I've also got this tiny little wood or chipboard piece as well. And then inside this packet here is a bunch of Nature Study, 49 and Market Nature Study pieces that are all left over. So hopefully I'll get to be able to use some of these. And then I have my paper. So I've got this piece of paper here that is the lighter side from the 49 and Market Wanderlust Explorers. I think this is what that is called. And there's the darker side, but I'm going to be using the lighter side. I also have the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Essential paper that I will be using on my Cricut. And then this is another solid paper from the Wanderlust Explorer collection. I'm going to use the blue side as opposed to the green side. But truth be told, after I created a title for this, which I thought was amazing for this layout, because I feel like that's exactly what Roscoe thinks of our car, but I felt like I needed a little icon. So I went back to the machine and made a little icon, which you'll see later in the show, or in the video, sorry. Oh, I was watching an interview, and so that's what made me think of the word show. Anyways, I've got my title here, and I've already went ahead and cut them out. I've cut out my circle. I've done all the things on my Cricut, and I wrapped the title around the circle, just like in the sketch, only I made mine super large. And I'm only using two photos, plus I'm only using one side of the layout as opposed to both sides. So I love this little saying. It's from that cute little show. The Einsteins, I think it is, or Little Einsteins. And so this is almost like their trademark song. And so I had to have it in a layout. I really did. And so it was perfect with these photos of my puppy just hanging out in the back seat, going for his ride. He goes with me to take packages to the post office or to pick up one of my sons. He has an early out. Well, he had an early out because he was a senior, and he just didn't ever want to get his license. He never did. So if I had a package to go to the mail, we would stop and grab my son, and then off to the mailbox, or off to the post office, I should say, and then back home. And Roscoe just absolutely adored this little trip. And now every time I grab my keys and my post bag, because I have a bag that is specific for taking packages to the mailbox or to the post office, and every time he sees that bag, he just gets super excited and rushes to the car and sits and waits for me to let him in. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is the perfect layout for this particular thing. It looks like the words are going around the globe. I absolutely love that. I cut out my circle to where it looked like the globe. However, I really felt like I needed a rocket. I know it has absolutely nothing to do with any of the embellishments or anything. And as you can see on the right side, I have a rocket. I went to all of my scraps, and I went ahead and made this adorable little rocket that I just could not leave out, even though it does not match anything else that I have. But one of the things that I keep telling myself is, we're just playing. We're playing with paper. We're playing with embellishments. We are having fun, and whatever makes us smile needs to be what makes us happy, right? And so for me, I decided that, putting this rocket on with all this nature stuff is perfect, because Roscoe is outside. He is exploring his world through our car and all the smells that he smells around him, because he's constantly sniffing the air. And so I feel like it's it's a discovery for him in his rocket ship. And so I thought he needed a rocket ship. So that's my justification for putting a random rocket on this layout. Now, did I have rocket stickers, rocket shapes, rocket die cuts from other embellishment or other collections? Yes, I did. Did they match? No, they didn't. So I just went ahead and made one on the Cricut and cut it out with all of my leftovers, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and matte my photos, and then I went ahead and added this beautiful floral piece of paper that was in my little kit. It was in this Hike More collection kit, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to add it because it really matches the shirt that I was wearing, even though I chopped myself completely out of the first photo, and then the second photo I almost chopped myself out, which is fine because it's all about my puppy. But it matched beautifully, and so that's also where I got the fins, the color for the fins on the rocket ship. So I just thought that I would go with it and let it play out, and then of course the rocket ship really draws your attention to those colors in that paper. I also knew from the Hike More collection that I think this is Nature Study, that I had more of these little jars. And I thought, oh my gosh, this little jar, or I had this large jar, the die cut one, in my Nature Study pack. And then I knew I had more acetate jars. And so I went ahead and I found them in my stash. They were not part of this collection originally. And I picked out a couple. I actually picked out 4, but I'm going to end up using the 2 that you see on the screen. And it's just going to be like a little collection of things, like almost like these are the smells that he smelled along his little journey, is where my little brain was going. I tried to add the arrows to my layout, and it wasn't really working. I left the one arrow, but I really wanted to use these dog icons. They are from my shop. Oh, excuse me. They are from my shop, and they're a little darker than my normal wood. And so I'm not really sure what exactly type of wood this is. I want to say it's zebra wood, but I think I could be wrong. And so anyways, it's just a little darker, but the best part is when I peeled off the masking to use these wood pieces, they actually matched beautifully. They blend in really, really well. So I'm going to try to replace some arrows with some more bones because I just think that's adorable, adding the little puppy paw prints and the bones, which I didn't share with you guys at the beginning of the layout because it was an afterthought as I was putting the layout together. So one of my little jars was getting lost being on top of, so my first jar is behind all of this busy pattern paper, and my second jar actually has goodies in it. And it was getting lost being in front of the pattern paper. So I thought that I would just back it really quickly. I did ink it, so I didn't have pure white paper, but I did back it really quickly. And that is that. I also took a sponge dauber that had a little bit of gray on it and colored the lid of my jar a little gray. So that way it looked like I had a lid on my jar and it wasn't all one color. And yeah, that is it. Martha, thank you so much for such a fun sketch to play with today. Don't forget to check out all of the links that I have down below for 30 days of sketches, the counterfeit kit group, as well as the paw hop is what we call this one, to see what everybody is doing today, whether they're using the sketch or a counterfeit kit or just playing with their supplies. All right, you guys, again, thank you so much, and I'll check y'all later. Bye.